Welcome back to another episode. Oh my god, that's so gay. Look, here. This is my new run blade setup, okay? This is a check socket, and if you've been following the progress, I ran 12 miles on Saturday, and it was a great 12 miles. The leg felt solid. Actually, it was actually really surprising because it never fits that great. So heads up and props to the guys at POA. They did a phenomenal job. It took a lot of failed attempts to get to this point, but we're here, and I'm just grateful that they stuck with me and making sure that it is perfect, because I want things perfect. It needs to be perfect. Oh, it's not right. Okay, so just a quick overview, right? When they make these check sockets, what they put is this mounting plate here with all these holes, so that this adapter here that mates the socket to the blade, this adapter here, this pyramid adapter they call it, I can move this around. Okay, and the reasons why they put this mounting plate with all these holes in here, so that you can move it around as you're dialing in your alignment, because you're not going to get the right alignment, obviously, so you need to be able to have a lot of range of adjustability. However, the alignment that I ran on Saturday for 12 miles was great. It felt phenomenal. No complaints there. However, I'm always looking to see where can I tweak out and get the most performance or comfort or fit or energy from this blade. Okay, now there's a sweet spot in this blade that a lot of people don't know, and I didn't know. It took me a while to understand this, that if you land too far on the toe, you don't get enough force to compress this blade. It's almost like you don't have enough power going into it. So you need to be in the sweet spot, I call it. And so also, if you're too far back, you're not going to get enough compression, and you're just going to be like, it's like running with your heel strikes first. You're going to be hitting the brakes, and you're not going to be able to compress this blade. So you got to be in the sweet spot. Okay, the sweet spot is different for everybody. Okay, I can't tell you that it's here, whatever. It's different for everybody. It's based on your strength, your run stride, your run length, your alignment, body mechanics. So everybody's different. However, you can play with it, and this is what I'm going to do. So what I did today, just now, is I took my alignment. I marked everything, so I know exactly where it was prior to the 12 miles running. And I marked everything, and what I ended up doing is I ended up moving my pyramid here a little bit further up. Now I only have one more hole to move it up, because I'm out of the range here. And what they're going to have to do is to cut this all off, move the socket back, right, so that I can get more range. But we're not going to do all of that. So I'm just going to move it up one more hole to see how it feels with my socket being a little bit further out on the blade. Now, remember when I was telling you about the sweet spot? Now, that might mean I might be further out on the toe here, so I might be out of the sweet spot. However, I'm curious to see how this leg reacts and how it feels as I'm running. Because when I'm further out on the sweet spot, I have a little bit more compression or leverage. Let's just say leverage when you're further out, because I have to use this as leverage. I need some leverage to compress this blade. So if I'm further out, just physics and in general, just thinking about it, right, I would have the leverage to compress this part here, being further out when I land. That's just me. The only proof is in the pudding, is when we try it out and we test it to see what it feels like. So what I did is I moved it out, right? Just moved it up another hole here. Okay, I'm at the last hole. Hopefully you can see that. Let me get a good angle here, guys. All right, you see I'm on the last hole up here. There's no more holes. I can move it further out. And what that means is that I might have to counteract the blade by pulling it out a little bit, because I'm further forward. So remember, the sweet spot for me, my sweet spot's like right about here. It's where most of I'm landing mostly. And if I'm ever second guessing that, you could see where it's worn out. That's where I'm landing. That's my sweet spot, right? So I'm landing right about there. That's my sweet spot. So I'm going to go and put this leg on. I'm going to see where I'm at, see where I'm standing, just neutral position, just standing. where most of my my weight is at, and then that will give me a good indicator if I'm in the sweet spot or not. However, it might change. You never know. The only proof is in the pudding. Like I said, I gotta run, and I gotta run a couple miles, maybe 4, 5, 6 miles to really figure out if this is really gonna work or not. So, want to share this with somebody and explain a little bit what goes into prosthetics. Explain the mechanics behind it. Explain the process of testing and trying to get the fit just right. And trying to get the max out of the blade, okay? I can only get the energy out the blade as much as I compress this blade. So I have to land in the right alignment. So my body needs to be aligned up on top. I need to be strong in the core, hips and glutes to drive this power down so that I can control this leg when it compresses, because I'm only landing on a little spot right here. Got to control this bad boy. And then as I come out, I got to control that too. So this is the name of the game of trying to get a run leg that runs and feels phenomenal. And that is the secret. Love you guys. It's mile 4. You're with me still? So I moved the whole socket up on the base plate. When I took the first couple steps, I felt like really on the toe, more responsive on the blade. It felt really stiff, you know, so at first initial feeling, it felt like, oh, I'm gonna get a lot more power. However, remember I was saying the sweet spot, I felt like I was losing some of the blade, like I couldn't compress the blade because I was too much on it. So I'm not sure if I'm out of the sweet spot. The mile split was about an 8-minute mile. Running at the same effort, almost the same pace as if it was the socket was back another hole originally where I started from. So I don't know if this is gonna be productive or not to move that leg forward. I'm gonna go to Orlando, talk to my prosthetist, and see what they think. All right, so just to give you an update really quickly, I didn't shoot the videos when I went to see my prosthetist here at Orlando. But what we decided was we're going to leave it originally where it was at, because I got to land on that sweet spot. And my theory was right, that if I'm moved the socket back, the foot is more in front of me, so I'm more dead in the foot. However, when I move the socket forward, I'm more stiffer, so I'm more toed on the toe of the blade, so it's harder for me to compress it. So if I keep it right where it was originally, then I'm hitting the sweet spot. So that's where we're going to keep it at, and we should be good to go. Thank you for following along. It's fantastic.